Uh, uh. Here we go. Baby, you know you're. Anyways, hello, welcome back, everybody. It is Saturday. Saturday. And you know what Saturdays are? It's open mic. Saturdays. We already got people waiting in the call, and we got a returning caller and a new caller, it seems. Wow. Amazing. Welcome back, Rattle. Welcome back, Nasa. Welcome back, Slow. Yes, it's open mic Saturdays. Saturdays. It's been a long week, everybody. We've had good Elden Ring crafting, good Elden Ring gameplay. The lore is here for us. The people that we love to lorecraft are here with us. If they're not here today, they're with us in spirit, I'm sure. With us in the earth tree, merged together with the vines and the branches, waiting to be rebirthed into a new theory. That's right. All right, let's see. Today, we'll be discussing the question of the week. And that question is, for anybody in the future that's listening, is what are the exact origins of Millicent and her sisters? Furthermore, what do they represent? Woo woo. That's going to be the question of the week. Tomorrow or Monday, we'll have a new question. And it'll give everybody time to contemplate it. Because these questions are a doozy. They're not just for my sake, but they're for yours. To ruminate. Excuse me, Chinese foods get to me. Ugh. To ruminate, to ponder about the stars and the primeval currents, to think about fate and faith. That's right. Let's see. Let's get into a game and find a nice spot to chit chat. Let's find a nice spot, shall we? Something nice to look at while we discuss your lore theories, your interpretations. You know what? Today, we'll get albedo. There's nothing nicer than a fair maiden. Even though most of us are, or all of us, are maidenless. All right, let's see. Where can we go? Let's see. Let's go to our favorite spot, the four belfries, and then we will. Yeah, this is a good spot. Let's go chill with the birds. I mean, some of the birds. Albedo, don't kill anybody. Does she have the nice sitting down pose? She does. Boom, just like that. You know what? I'm going to leave this music on. Just because. Let's get rid of the HUD. Let's lower the music here. Boom. Unless it starts raining, because I like the sound of the rain. Welcome back, boss. Yes, boss, you are, for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, boss is not going to be the first caller. It took 11 episodes for him to finally give up on the Golden Inquisition. 11. Whoa. Why is my camera going crazy? All right, here we go. All right, so no copyright strikes from yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. We did good, I think. Uh, my singing skills have failed once again. I have no future in singing. All right. Announcement though, another announcement. Two more announcements. Don't forget that the Golden Inquisition is coming out with another podcast called Inquisition Radio Live IRL. It has its own YouTube channel. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be with Boss Rattle, aka Serious Moonlight, who also has a new video out this week. Yesterday, I think. A great video. Don't forget to check out Boss Saucer on TikTok. He's TikTok famous. Don't forget to check out Not Godwin on YouTube. Amazing guy. Don't forget to check out Jackal Khan on YouTube and Sunstorm Jackal on Twitch. All these people are friends of mine. They're good people. Oh, and last but not least, Anikapoo. Somebody will know how to say her name and spell it out in the chat for me, please. So you have that great content creators out there. And don't forget the GOAT, Jack is a Mimic. Mimic commentaries are now Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is sad, but at least we still get them. All right, so another announcement. No video from me this week. I'm gonna take tomorrow off completely. No lore video or anything. I'll just get back to streaming on Monday. And yeah, so I think I'm just gonna slow down on the videos. Focus more on the streaming, the podcast, and just marathon. Rattle wants to see if you know what, Monday marathon. Why not? Monday marathon until the beta's over. And don't forget, Wednesday is Resident Evil Wednesday. And every day in between. And if my kids don't show up on Sundays, well, then we'll play more Elden Ring or Helldivers. Depends. Whatever the mood calls for. All right, so let's get on with the show. Let's get our first caller because we got 4 of them lined up. So the first caller is the new Resident Evil game is good. I'm gonna have to get that. I saw that it has a $70 price tag. Hurts. Jackal Khan, he might be playing Legacy of Kain, the new one, or the old one, I think, on his channel. Make sure you check that out. Welcome back, Pharaohs. Welcome back, Lavovos. Not Godwin. Let's see. Yeah, so here we go. First person in the first time ever. Not Godwin. Let's welcome Not Godwin to the show. Let's hope that everything will be working tonight, and it should be, America willing. Please, America willing. All right, here we go. Hello. Oh, hold on. Don't. You're coming out the wrong speakers. Golly. All right, here we go. Oh, there you are. Me too. There you are. Can anybody hear Godwin? Not Godwin.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? How you be?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty. I'm doing pretty awesome. I think we can hear you, man. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, good. Hi. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. All right, man. So it's been a while. It's been a week since you've been on the show. How was your week? Yeah. Did you have a good week?
Oh, I had a great week. I got a new computer, so it's not restarting it randomly.
Oh shit! Congratulations, man. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you got a new computer, man.
Thanks.
Amazing. What kind of computer is it? Did you make it yourself, or did you purchase it as a whole item?
No, I got a really quick solution, sort of cheap Lenovo thing.
Oh, nice. Okay, then it was still plays Elden Ring and other games on it. Then still.
Oh, not even close.
Oh, dang. That's okay. Baby steps. Now you got this step going. Now you got to get the next step going in a few months or a few
Yes.
weeks. Baby steps.
Yeah.
All right, man. Do you want to start with the question of the week or just jump into a topic that you want to get off your chest?
Sure. No, let's start with the topic of the week.
Okay. Question of the week for you, not Godwin. What are the exact origins of Millicent and her sisters? Furthermore, what do they represent?
So this is why I wanted to go first. Is I talked about this in my first video about how I think that uh, deep inner conflict within the character's mind and bloodshed, like if they were to bleed, causes this cloning effect. And I think that because of this shaman heritage, this shaman blood that's been passed around ever since the Shadowland thing happened with the jars, is the white hair that we see on everyone, I believe, is a sign of the shaman blood that just keeps going through the lands between. It's like the Targaryens in Game of Thrones, but opposite, where everyone's a Targaryen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is why I think there's the phantoms, the really wispy phantoms that talk in sound effects. They have like the little fungus growing around them. They're always like really bummed out about something.
Uh-huh.
I think that's why their spirit persists after their death, is they have this shaman heritage to them.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this, because let's go back to the white hair real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Excuse me. So, what if the dragons, the ancient dragons? I noticed that they have white hairs on them. Do you think? I think Jack, as a mimic, had said that he believes that the ancient dragons are, adherents, the first people who did dragon communion. Could they have been shamans, or do you think they are shamans or related to shamans since they have white hair, or is that just something altogether, just a coincidence then?
Oh no, I think they are somehow related to shamans, because if with enough spirit transfer, I know it's a little bit of a cop out, but anybody can be anybody.
Right. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
It's But like getting back to the daughters and stuff, I think they all represent emotions, just like how Millicent says that she's the pride that Melania abandoned. I got like a whole thing for all of them. Uh, I
Really?
think Pollyanna, yeah, and I think how we can tell really easily what they stand for is what they use as weapons, and how that's like telling a weird language in of itself.
Uh-huh. Like,
Excuse me.
oh, go ahead. No problem.
Like Pollyanna uses the dagger. It's the blade of calling one, the one that's the holy version of the black knife.
Right.
It's a very ceremonial weapon in the world of Elden Ring, but like daggers usually are. Daggers are also kind of hinting at secrecy, especially that one where we find it in a secret room altogether.
Right.
Mushed in between Moog and Morgoth's Divine Tower and the Forbidden Lands.
Hmm.
It's Millicent explains quite a bit about how she was created. This may have consequences. It's kind of like uh Pollyanna is after her for like, because she's telling us way too much. She's spilling the beans. Pollyanna is the honor of keeping secrets in a way.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
Marine wields the tree spear. This reminds me of holy sacrifice Odin made to him, like his self. He sacrificed himself to himself. He sacrificed himself to his own godhood by spearing himself to a tree with a spear. It's the Gundyr one. Uh, Marine may represent the shaman symbiotic culture with plants in general, but like It's with trees, like how uh, trees all fit into this, how we fight them in the very cauldron of the Halic tree with the cursed, ulcerated tree spirit there as well.
Uh-huh.
Um, Amy has the two flowing curved swords. You know, the ones that are part of the legend with the blue fairy and all that?
Yep.
Flowing water not only seals away locations with waterfalls, but we can also see from like Stillwater Cave in Liurnia, that one right at the bottom of Liurnia, full of poison and stuff, the horrors of water when it no longer flows, where it gets all snaky. And there's even a Rot Knight as a boss there. Uh, the Queen Rot Knights with a Halo scythe and everything.
Right.
I think Amy represents the complicated duty of the blind swordsman who was known for defeating Rot itself and sealing it instead of just slaying it outright. Like, we know we can slay a god. We've done it like twice.
Right. Okay.
Mary, yeah, this is the last one. Mary is, she uses the Halo scythe, which is kind of like a downward rune arc of its blade. Instead of collecting blessings, this arc is like a rising or setting sun. It's reminding us of something greater than ourselves, like bigger than this fight or flight instinct.
Interesting.
Like a deeper responsibility. We gotta like remember it's Finlay. Finlay is a greater example of this responsibility, but it's so fitting she uses a weapon that shows us this knightly oath sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
All of them use pest threads, and like being a pest to your own mother is always a lose situation.
Okay. I see that. I never put that together there. But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question
Yeah.
about Pollyanna. And
Of course.
and this is in this question, it'll help me like understand more, or understand more of what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you said Pollyanna uses the dagger, and the dagger is the one that we see that was in that hidden room in the tower or whatever. And you said it was about keeping secrets and stuff.
Yeah, Melanie uses it.
Right. If she's meant to be like keeping secrets, or supposed to be reminiscent or symbolize that, why is it then that we can summon her to kill what's his face? Is it O'Neill? I think his name is the boss right there in Scarlet Aeonia, right there in the center. What secrets could he be holding on to or trying to do that she needs to kill him? If your interpretation is correct, or if you see it that way.
I think back then she's still betting on Millicent.
Uh-huh.
Like even Gowry's still betting on Millicent.
Uh-huh.
Millicent herself seems to be like she seemed fit to make her own choices in life, no matter her upbringing, like sibling pressure or the sage wisdom of others, like Gowry. It's like this is life in its fullest brilliance, no matter how long she lives. It's just she lived a true life.
Okay.
And I think Pollyanna trying to get the whole needle for us and further along our destiny is another kind of like grooming sacrifice type of deal. It's this whole everyone's got to work lockstep within a god's plans, but Millicent seems to have her own opinions about it.
Right. All right, let me ask you a question about Millicent.
Yeah.
Did we chop off her arm when she invaded us, or did that happen because of some other reason?
Oh man, you ask the best questions sometimes, man. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I like to think that when she chopped off her own arm, that copy was created. And that's why like both of them can exist. Like she's both in, you can go and talk to her and then go straight back out into the swamp and she's still running around with both arms in Red Phantom form.
Okay. let me ask you this question. Do you think that I since millennia, maybe, do you think that because isn't what you said like in the beginning they were born from blood droplets of or pieces of her or something like that? Do you
Yeah.
think with Mikla dropping pieces of himself in the Shadowlands or whatever, and those what are they called, blood virgins growing, do you think eventually those would turn into little clones of Mikla?
Bro, I heard this one weird theory that it's actually Lita in the gang,
Are
but
the
not Lita.
clones?
Like, yeah, are the clones, but not Lita. She might be the exception to the rule, like many others. But these are all aspects of Mikola and his desires, but also Moog and other characters that were dragged into the Shadowlands, like Radon. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. Because it's the whole it's George R. R. Martin's really into puns. He likes to work in weird wordplay, like how he says the band of the Fallen Hawk. You know, the guys who are all skin and bones in Nocron. Patches says they've been worked to the bone. It's there's lots of other great puns in the story if you try to look for them, but it's the play on it's the play on being royal blood. Like if you're someone's blood,
Uh-huh.
it's that idea.
Hmm. Okay.
And I do think, yeah, that the Empyrean versions totally fit into this.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Let's go back to the white hair real quick, because I
Of
have another
course.
question.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if you believe that America and Radagon are the same person, but if they are, and if you believe that, if Mikla has blonde hair and Renala, or not Renala, Melina has red hair, do you think they were dropped on the ground, like blood splats on the ground, like Millicent and her sisters, and that's why they have the one with golden hair and one with red hair?
Y- I I agree, and I'll tell you why. Because of a special kind of rainbow effect that usually happens on mountains called a perihelion or a sundog,
Uh-huh.
where you basically see the Elden Ring in the sky. It's a big golden ring around the sun, and sometimes can even create two other copies of the sun next to it if it's that intense.
Uh-huh.
What it is just light diffracting through really tiny snow particles enough to create this rainbow effect, but it's so beautiful that it's called a sundog because a moondog is like supposed to be a dog tied to the moon and it's running around and creating a dirt ring, um, like from kicking up dirt. Um, like people used to tie up dogs. Anyway, I the sundog is really beautiful, and you usually see the complete separation of gold light and red light in this phenomenon as well. And I feel like that's also hinting at what's happening with the intro cinematic, where America climbs up the stairs that are covered in jam. Anyway,
Covered in
but
jam. Nice.
yeah, I think this is like um, Dark Side of the Moon rainbow splitting prism effect of red and gold for sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I like your answer. I love your answer, by the way.
Thanks.
I think it's really good. Make sure, and you have a video on this, right? You said, right? If give a shout out to your video.
Oh yeah, it's my first video. It's called Godfrey Salt because I was so intrigued with Godefroy. You know that Evergal version of Godric. I cover a lot of clones and duplicates that we encounter in Elden Ring for sure, and it's it's my first video, but it's also one of my best. I love it. Um, I also wanted to ask you about the Fell God's relationship with the Horn Scent while I'm on here. Like, do you have any thoughts about that?
You know what? It depends on which fell god you're talking about, because I know I've talked to Nostal and Rattle about it before, because you know they believe, and I think they both believe that it's talking of the same fell god, but I believe it's talking of another fell god, um, simply because it's the word fell is not like capitalized as in like a name. It's more of a description term. So, and fell, you know, in
Mm.
fantasy means like evil. So if the evil fire god of the mountain giants, and then there's an evil god that the Hornsons said to their children in, you know, bedtime tales or whatever, kind of like the boogeyman. I think they're two different things. So and but since it's a fantasy game, and you know Miyazaki and FromSoft like to confuse you, they'll just slap fell on there and be like, "Ooh, it's the same god maybe," but it's really not. It's just one's a story and one's a real Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. It's I'm not sure if that answered your question.
I like it. I like it, but I also enjoy the idea of like cosplaying gods or gods of many faces, or
Uh-huh.
um, these uh, trickster mimic gods. How if we follow the word twisted deity and malformed, it all points to how the fell god may have like different faces and different iterations, different reincarnations. He's always trying to get his skin in the game, literally. It's it reminds me the way they throw around the term the fell god. It kind of reminds me of the Mad King in Game of Thrones. How they talked about the days of the Mad King, and
Right.
how that's kind of very descriptive and yet not that descriptive. There's probably been a lot of crazy kings, but they were talking about a specific one.
Uh-huh.
Um, and he himself was trying to like burn an entire city out of his own weird paranoia of being stabbed in the shadows a lot.
Right. But depending on the context of which they're speaking of, and like when they say Mad King, it's always capitalized because you know they're calling him
Yes.
the name. But if you're using that as a description, it's going to be not capitalized. I
Yes, and I think they do that with the Fell God as well, don't they?
Right. So in like titles from like that are like the Fell God's Flame or Fireball or whatever, since that's a title of
Yeah.
a spell, it's capitalized. But when you see it in description, in the item description, it's not capitalized, meaning that they're using the word fell as the word as a synonym for evil. So, but you know,
Yes.
I would think, and I understand what you're saying, that you know the gods, there's like this one god that has different faces and stuff like that, you know, but I would think in a sense that, in my opinion, that would do no credit to George R. R. Martin or Miyazaki and the team to think that it's just one god, or maybe I give them too much credit because kind of like I think that would, in my opinion, that would be bad writing. I think it'd be more of a world building thing to have multiple gods, but each one of them called Fel because they're in the light of, you know, the Hornsent religion or the Golden Order. Anything that's not America or the divine beast is a Fel god, right? And and that's the way I would say it. Kind of like in every major religion in the world right now in real life, you know, we have Satan in Christianity, and you have like I don't know other negative gods, evil gods in other religions. I can't name, I don't know, but I'm sure there are, right? And just to think that they're all just like Loki, Loki's everything, right? It's just it doesn't make any sense to me. I think that's in my opinion, I think it would be just be bad writing, and in real life, I think it's just bad theology at the same time. But uh, yeah, that's that's my opinion. But I, you know,
Oh no, I understand.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, I think, yeah, that's what I think.
No, I get it. It's I think it plays into this whole nameless thing that we keep bumping into, like the nameless king, these people of who are in the mausoleums in the DLC,
Hmm.
how they have lost an identity that we can call them by, but like at least they have a title that we can cling to, the Fell God or the Glow-Eyed Queen.
Right.
We don't know them by name per se, but they their deeds have been so legendary that they can actually live on in name alone.
Right. Hmm. I
Which I
like that.
think is what runes is all about. It's how your name shapes the history of your life and all that. Like it's your story.
In the runes.
Yeah, yeah. Even Gandalf himself had a weird rune that he carved on Bilbo's door that was like specific to him.
Uh huh.
Like this is what your rune means. Like if you had your own letter of the alphabet.
Oh, really? Okay. I can see
Yeah.
that. I like that. I like that idea. So let me ask you a question.
Right.
The other night we were talking about the fell god of the mount, the fire of the mountain of giants or whatever, and that it can burn away. You know, it can burn the Erd tree and it can burn scarlet rot. In this, we were talking about it, or I was talking about it in stream. What do you think about that? Do you think that the fell god of the mountain is the stronger god, stronger than the greater will, stronger than the scarlet rot goddess?
I think so. I think this is why a lot of people in Caelid adopted the whole red mane persona. Like even Freya, is it, it's the Radon chick in the DLC. Her name's Freya, right?
The one, yeah, yeah, it's Freya, the one
Yeah.
nobody loves.
Yeah, she says she's a red mane. She doesn't have red hair at all. Like not even her helmet has red hair. So it's this. We have to adopt the fire giant ways. This is why we get most of the flame arts, Ashes of War, and Caelid, so that they can combat the Scarlet Rot. So I think for sure, I think they're competing gods of life themselves, because even the rune of the Forge was able to fertilize the land around it.
Oh, nice.
We get that from the fire blossoms.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
the rune of the Forge was like its own makeshift Erd tree that could function just as well as say a tree of rot or something like that.
Really?
That's happening in in Aeonia. It's kind of happening as a weird tree of rot is where we find the commander dude.
Do you think there's any connection or resemblance? Well, the resemblance in Mesmer's flame, able to like bring life to dead bodies and stuff. What's his name was using it as a necromancer.
We go.
Yeah,
Yeah, we go.
Do you think there? Do you think then life is created in the flame? Then
I think night is the soul and flame is the spirit. Flame was the spirituality that was hiding in Mesmer's ability to resurrect the dead, but it says in that item description that they were lacking souls. They were soulless bodies. So that's why I think that this marriage of night and flame is very important, and it's kind of like a recipe. They always try to hide these alchemical recipes in cultures themselves.
chemical. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, is there anything else you would like to discuss or anything?
You know how we see three-headed worm, like the three-fingered worms?
Yeah.
That we talk about?
Uh-huh.
I noticed something with the Crimson Seed talisman.
The Crimson Seed. Okay, yeah. It's the one
visible on the Crimson.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
That one. Go ahead.
I was gonna say after I made my video about the worm theory, I saw that after I uploaded it and I was like, man, I should have put that in there, but I don't know. I never went back and fixed it.
I'm glad you see it too. On that talisman itself, it kind of looks like it's three sets of three fingers interweaving over the red parts. They're all coming from they're all fanning out from a centralized point. And you notice there's three sets of three quigglies. And it just reminded me of the three clawed worms that we see coming out of Rykard that we've been talking about, but also I've been seeing them on the Divine Lions talisman and the Divine Lions themselves on the arch of the back.
Man, man, that I'm gonna have to like in a year from now I'll retouch the worm theory because man you're seeing a lot more than I did at first, and now I'm starting to think I may have been onto something.
Oh yeah, I got some more worm stuff for you, and then if just I'll touch very quickly on why I think Godwin is a mermaid.
Okay, tell me. Oh yeah, yeah.
Because Strafe did a video, an amazing video on it, compiled with all of this wonderful Japanese research on it. And
Oh, I saw that.
This is going to be a small tribute to him. I love his stuff. So, with more worm stuff, there is worms on the Finger Maiden's hat, her little cute hat thing that's kind of designed from the Nausicaa Ghibli movies.
Huh?
Also, I'm seeing a lot of worms on the golems, even on their weapon themselves. How it looks like carved ancient worms and this massive worms that you were talking about. How it can be a representation of the crucible.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Awesome.
I've been getting back into Dune, and you know how I've been really into all of the fictional inspirations for a lot of stuff that we see in Elden Ring, and how we can point to pop culture references and be like, oh, if we understand the reference to some of these things, we can actually fill in the gaps with a lot of cultural subtext, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dune has a really wacky character. It's Paul's son, and he fuses with the worms.
Oh, you're talking about Leto?
Yeah, Leto. He gets a whole suit made out of baby worms that he calls sand trout, like trout is in fish, and he becomes full-on half worm and becomes a huge god emperor deal who lives on for years and years and actually has trouble with controlling his own body because it has its own will and will actually kill threats in the room without his consent or control. It's like more akin to seizures for him.
Oh,
and
really?
This whole idea of the rebel flesh clicked something in my brain, and I was like, it's a suit of worms that's...
Oh.
Yeah, it's a suit of worms that is being your own flesh, and this personality of the flesh is actually usurping his own say in what he does and what he thinks and what he will eventually become. He knows that he'll eventually have to give over his consciousness to the worm body.
Oh, amazing. Okay. Yeah, I love that interpretation. And you think that's what happened to Godwin?
I think it's a hint at the whole sand trout thing.
Oh,
nice. But there are many angles at which you can look at the whole mermaid thing. There's even Merlin. You know how we were watching the show about Merlin?
Yeah.
You know how his dad married a woman from Atlantis?
Yes.
That's the whole fish people angle, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
It's why it's called Merlin.
Oh my goodness. I didn't pick that up on it at all.
I know, I didn't either. Yeah.
That's funny. All right, let's ask the chat, see if they have any questions. Welcome back, Slope. Welcome back, Cayman. Welcome, Fox Bat in a Hat, or Fox Bat Tina. Anybody have questions for not Godwin before we let him go? A couple questions, maybe. We'll see. I think I saw one right here. Cayman had one that said a crucible of melting metals together. Oh wait, no, I think he's replying to Slope. But man, I'm gonna have to relook at the Dune and Leto connections to Godwin. I mean, because that's really fascinating because we see the worms crawling inside of him. Jacko Khan's got a question for you. He wants to know, what's your opinion on more?
I think if Gowry can possess those pest bug dudes, I think possibly Moore could have his own pest body. But I think Moore himself is how might be a reflection of Mikla's relationship with the Scarlet Rot, and how he couldn't actually uh, do something for his mother and his sister and save Melania from the Scarlet Rot. It might be that sort of inner conflict, but also Moore is a really interesting character in of himself. I feel like he's much more complicated than just an aspect of Mikla.
Good answer. Good answer. All right, man. Well, I gotta let you go. Gotta get in the other
Oh,
one.
of course.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you, man. Everybody, that was Not Godwin. Make sure you look for him. Anybody in the future also listening, look for him, Not Godwin, on YouTube. Great content creator. Welcome back, Metafactual. Let's see. The next person is a first-time caller. That's a crowd. Listen to the crowd. All right. First-time caller. I don't know how to say the name, so I'm going to try just one more time before I bring them in. And their name is Annie Nikakukiu. All right, here we go. Content creator. A great one, too. Here we go. Hold on. Let's see. Make sure everything is set correctly. And everybody, welcome Annie Nikikiku. Welcome to the show. Oh, she left. No, I didn't. Hold on. Hello? Oh, are you
No,
there?
what did I do? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can everybody else hear? Okay, yes, they can hear you. Yes.
All right, that's great.
So first off, before we get started, how do you say your name? Say it slow for me.
Anekipu.
Anekipu. Anekipu, everybody. Look for her on YouTube, Anekipu. It's ANNEKKEI. God damn it. ANNEKKI. I don't know.
All right, just stop it. Just stop it. Okay,
Sorry.
stop butchering it.
I'm sorry. All right, so we're just gonna. All right, so I'm just call you Ann. Is that okay?
Well, I prefer Aneki, but
okay, Aneki. Oh, I can say Aneki. Aneki.
Yeah.
All right, Aneki. There we go. Aneki, would you want to start with the question of the week, or jump into something right away?
No, I'm actually here today to answer question of the week.
Oh, okay. All right, question of the week for you, Aneki. What are the exact origins of Millicent and her sisters? Furthermore, what do they represent?
All right, so first of all, when I read this question, first thing that immediately pops in my head, why do we separate Millicent from her sisters? Why don't we look at them as a group? They're not just a group called Spawns of Melania. They are specifically Millicent and sisters. So there is some difference that makes Millicent unique from the rest of them. Then what could that be, right? So before we get to the part where we, what would you say it, heal Millicent with the needle from Gowry, they're all pretty much the same, Millicent and her sisters. I mean, her sister don't even appear to that at that point, but she herself is just chilling in a church, basically accepting her fate, which is to die from rot. She does not have any quest to go back before we heal her or cure her, whatever. And her sisters are not even in the picture. So I think the point where they start to be different, not just some, I don't know, random people scattered around the world or whatever you feel like they can be people, fragments, I don't know. the difference starts at the moment we cure her with the needle. So then, what is this needle? Let me check my notes. I'm terrible at public speaking, so I have tons
No,
of
you're doing good so far. Don't be nervous.
notes.
People tend to get nervous.
I,
Don't be
I,
nervous.
I will be nervous. I am already on my third calming gummy, and before I was sitting in the queue,
Uh-huh.
and it's just silent there, and nothing happens, and I didn't know that there's a separate stream going on for some reason. Like, I don't know, just zero thoughts in my mind, and I was just sitting there silent for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm just about to puke and die if nothing happens. So, yeah, I'm glad I'm finally here.
From the anxiety building up, making your heart race, your mind all going
Yeah,
crazy.
you need to like give us some cartoon to watch or something, like Dingle Dingle, so we're not just dying there. Anyways,
I'll try better.
where I stopped at the needle. So the difference between them only starts when we finally poke her with a freaking needle. And that's what my point was supposed to be. There is this concept of divine possession in the game, which honestly we see everywhere. But Melania is probably the prime example for it. She is a tragic character because she never truly had self in the first place. She was born, and from at least what we know, was born already possessed by an outer god. And then what happens next is she gets controlled. Well, I'll explain it. But anyways, she doesn't have a sense of self. She's born possessed, and then she's just sitting there waiting for her brother. Why is she sitting there waiting for her brother? Let's look into that. So Millicent is on the quest. After we cure her, suddenly she is on the quest to return to Melania her sense of self. So does that mean that Melania does not have sense of self? I mean, honestly, yes, because she is under the influence of the needle. So does that mean that the needle, which is supposed to cure the influence of the outer god, does it mean it didn't cure her? If Millicent is supposed to return her that self, why did the needle not work? Well, perhaps the needle does not work this way. Perhaps the needle does not really cure a person from the divine possession. It just switches the controls. So instead, it just restricts the control of the outer god, but you know what I mean. It just replaces it. It gives the control of the vessel to whoever tuned the needle. In a way, it's like an antenna.
Right.
Anyway, where was going with that?
Damn gummies.
That is my problem. Anyways, so the needle is what makes the sisters different, and this is like an analogy to Melania's situation. She herself possessed, then she's just sitting there waiting with that needle. She no longer has any like goals or she's not self. And Millicent and her sisters are wandering around the world, and they seem to have that sense of self up until we put in the needle. And then suddenly Millicent has the goal to go and return sense of self to Melania, which is where I find it most interesting. I saw many people saying that basically Millicent and her sisters are representing the rot side of Melania. They are pawns of her born from her blooming, which may be true. I'm not saying I'm the only correct person here, but I think that there is a fault in logic here. So why I think this way? I think it is this way because basically they did not have any intention to go and free Melania from Mikkela's grasp, I'll say it this way, and turn her into a goddess before a certain person influences one of the sisters with the needle. Why is it Millicent? Returning to the very starting point. How is she different from the others? Can others be in her place? Is it just situational? She is found by us when she's accepting her fate and dying from rot. But what if it was any other sister? It seems to me like Gowry in this situation, he knew about all of them, and he just seized the moment when she was in her weakest to take control over her. And through this, it is his will. She represents the will of Rot when she is on her quest to return to Melania, return quote unquote, and return that sense of self. Why is she even heading there? Like, what would she do? She returns to Elphael. What does she do there? What is that sense of self? Like, I see that they are fragments of Melania. That is a popular speculation. But
Yeah.
let's say she returns there. What does she do there? How do you even return that sense of self? Presumably by taking out the needle. But the needle is there to suppress something bad for Melania. Granted, it is also restricting any sense of self of hers because it's Mikkela's needle, but she didn't have it in the first place. She never had it. So I think in this case, Millicent specifically represents the will of Gowry, at least after she is tuned with the needle, and to even further prove that point, let me find.
You know who you remind me of? You remind me of Boss when he first used to call in. He had notes and everything.
Well, I'll take it as a compliment.
It is a compliment. It is. Can I ask you a question?
Make it quick.
Okay. Okay. So if you think that the needle changes control of whoever's controlling Melania, right? If we kill Mikla before we get to the Halleck tree, then who's in charge of Melania at that point? Is she just a mindless automaton, or is she just finally her true self?
Is it a lore question or just me thinking stuff question?
Both. Your interpretation.
All right. Then I think that she's basically sitting there mindlessly and she has no one in control, which honestly she is. She is, because Mikkela is no longer in the world when we play the game, even the base game. Mikkela already left, so that's why she's sitting there and doing nothing.
Okay. That was my question. All right, I'll let you finish your.
All right, you know what?
What?
I'm just gonna put my notes aside and I'm gonna get to the gist of it.
Okay,
so
tell me.
Since Melania is under influence, since Millicent is under influence of either outer god or under an influence of some person who wants to influence them, I think it's important to talk here about the person who is influencing, which is Gowry. My entire speech was meant to be kind of foreshadowing the concept of Horcrux. Am I saying it correctly? Does it make sense?
Maybe. I'm not very learned, so I have no idea what Horcrux is.
So basically, I think I watched one of the previous recordings, and I think Not Godwin was talking about it. Um, you were talking about it with Not Godwin. So it's one of these concepts that is more widely known because of Harry Potter series. Basically, the finding of that, like the face on the back of the head
Oh,
of one
okay.
of the characters in Night Train,
Uh-huh.
which is like Bonfire VN's video, I think. So this is a reference of that concept. Specifically in this case, it is a literal bodily possession of a more powerful entity when they use a person as a vessel. And in Harry Potter, it is this professor who is possessed by Voldemort, or like a fragment of his soul. I suppose it is where they going to for whatever with Night Train character. And frankly, it's not the only time when we see a reference to Harry Potter in Elden Ring. Weirdly,
Really?
The mask of Preceptor is also like a very honestly shockingly direct reference to one of the masks of, what are they called? Like there are some like really bad dudes who are Voldemort's besties and they're after Harry Potter and they're all wearing masks, and I don't know. I have some older video on that about masks, and I have like a picture to picture there. So, but this is a very interesting nod to the series as well. But Horcruxes, nonetheless, they are not invented by Harry Potter's writer. They are a pretty well-known magical or alchemical, let's say, concept. And here, just like as we said, right? So it's that character in Night Train who seems to be maybe, possibly, possessed or influenced by a stronger entity, some deity or god, or I don't know, just a more powerful person. Here, I think what is most important in this Millicent story is not Millicent herself, it is Gowry. I just heard Godwin talking about Gowry being able to possess bugs. Well, I don't really agree because I don't think Gowry is possessing bugs. I think Gowry itself does not really exist. He is the god of rot, or at least a fragment of him. And he is a Horcrux of this god. So it is actually the god of rot that, like Shabriri, is a fragment or Horcrux of his own respective god. Gowry here represents the will of God of Rot. So then this whole very twisted logic of mine of Millicent being used by Gowry to go there and return, quote unquote, sense of self to Melania makes more sense because it is the god of Rot himself who wants to use this person who knows the way there, which I will quickly touch on soon, who wants to use that person, which is Millicent, to return to Elphael so she can take out the needle which suppresses rot inside of Melania for a very obvious reason that he openly states and which is like found in other item descriptions in the game. Because if Melania blooms again, she becomes a real goddess of rot.
Right.
So it is a very straightforward reason for him to do it. I just said I was gonna.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question since you got
do
lost?
it.
Okay. So, you were talking about Shabiri and Gowry being representations of fragments of their perspective outer god. Do you think that the Elden Beast / Marika is the exact same thing, but for the greater will?
Well, no,
No.
no. This is a topic for broader conversation, which I cannot just say yes or no here, because Elden Beast is just not in this category, and Marika, perhaps to an extent, but willingly, because she takes the power herself as opposed to being influenced by this fragment.
Right.
Mm.
But
So,
the reason I asked Marika was because, you know, she once she became a god, it to me it seems to me that she lost all her own will or whatever, and that's why you need an Elden Lord to control her or to guide her power. Otherwise, she's just, you know, like Melania, just sitting there motionless, waiting for someone to guide her, right? Then, because
I don't know about this one.
why else would
I
you
don't
need
know.
a
It sounds kind of
why,
freaky. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's something to smoke on. Maybe, because why else would you need an Elden Lord?
Because this is actually a concept inherited by Elden Ring from Dark Souls, and it is the binary. Is I'm saying it binary?
Yeah, binary.
Nature of like godly power, I would say this way, because I just don't have anything better in my head right now.
Oh, okay.
But this it comes from Dark Souls, and it's mostly talked about, I think, in the third game, and I think it is Yuria who says it. There's some line which I don't have right now, like on top of my head, but about one becoming two, and why a person who's going to inherit these godly powers, why do they need a consort? Because if you remember, obviously you know what I'm talking about in
I
Dark
have no
Souls
idea
3.
what you're talking about. I haven't played Dark Souls 3 in
What do you
like
mean?
10 years,
No!
15 years.
You're supposed to know.
Right now, you're telling me things that I may have known, but now I've forgotten. So you could say anything, and I believe you. Go ahead.
All right.
The floor is yours. Dun dun dun.
In Dark Souls 3, there is one of the routes we can take, which is usurping the flame.
Yep.
So, to do this, we are in need of a consort. So, and I don't know, maybe there are people watching who are there like, oh no, Nick, you're like spoiling it all to us, so I'm not going to go into detail.
There's no spoilers. It's a game's like 15 years old. It doesn't matter at this point. That's
whatever.
Like saying,
I just played it. I just played it this winter for the first time.
Are you
because
serious?
My dad wouldn't let me play these games, and I'm. Anyways, whatever. It's TMI on everyone. No. None of you were supposed to know it. None of you.
Oh, daddy, you bastard. No, he's a good guy, maybe. Anyways, well, whatever. Anyways, changing subjects. How are you doing?
So anyways, this concept comes from Dark Souls 3, and maybe this is something I should elaborate on some other time, but the nature of power being one and then turning into two is inherited from that other game. And honestly, even in Elden Ring, I think people keep saying, oh, like there's whatever his name is, the Archdragon. There are way too many dragon names, but the one who is in Far Missoula.
That one.
Whose god just disappeared or whatever. He is Elden. Yeah. He is just there. He is Elden Lord, and his god is gone. Where is this god? And everyone is like running around. Where's this god? Let's find out. Let's make up a god for him, since he is the Lord. But honestly, does he even need one? But once again, conversation for another day. But in
Exactly.
this specific situation, I don't think he needs a god because as a dragon, as a far more archaic thing, which dragons are in mythology, in Miyazaki games, they are primordial creatures who are part of the world itself. He doesn't really need a separate god. He was most likely one same entity, a god and a lord, in one body, in one vessel, which is Radagon's goal too, to go back. Like, what do all the people,
Interesting.
once again, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3, these people meditating, what do they want? What is the goal? The goal of ascension, state of dragon, mind, state of mind, which is the state of dragon. These people are trying to ascend, and ascension is becoming a dragon. So Radagon, many people say Radagon, it's like, oh, it's a dragon or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think this way, but
yeah. Yeah, me either.
but
Don't tell Pharaohs though.
but anyways, he's most likely trying to do the same thing, return to the state of oneness when God and Lord are one same thing. You took me so far away from this.
It's what I do.
Millicent situation.
Oh, I thought you were
whatever.
done, so I was like, okay, let's move on. Let's
I was
let's
not.
pick your
I
brain.
was just finally figuring out what I was supposed to say. But
Oh, okay.
it's
Tell us.
whatever.
Tell me. I'm ready. I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right. So returning to the Horcruxes, and quickly answering, what is the origin of Millicent and her sisters? They are vessels. Whether they are people, whether they are, I don't know, magically appearing spirits that just all look similar. In my opinion, just people. Just people who became possessed by Melania's own will when she got, like, fractured, when she basically died, because she died 2 times before. Like, she bloomed 2 times before the events of the game. So at certain point, when she bloomed, when she died, her soul was being fragmented more and more. And as we know, like, there is this divine possession, a fragment of a god or a deity or a demigod, because it's a big soul, like it's like a lot of runes. It can possess other living creatures. They're just people, bystanders, who got Melania's will inside of them. Gowry himself is a Horcrux, or a vessel of a fragment of a soul of the god of Rot. He himself seeks to make Melania become real, like, full-blown goddess or whatever, bloom for the 3rd time. So finally she herself is gone entirely. There's just this god of Rot. So he's seeking these parts of Melania because this is a chance for him to get to her. Like, she herself knows how to get there, how to, like, go through all these obstacles, whatever, how to get back to where she is right now. They have it in their memory because they have this part of her in their mind. So basically, all of them are examples of divine possession, be it an outer god, which is Melania, from her childhood. Honestly, perhaps even her so-called teacher, the, like, person in blue or whatever, probably also possessed by that god. It is said he sealed the god, but where exactly did he seal it? Did he seal it in a physical place or inside of himself? So divine possession of outer gods, divine possession of by parts of souls of demigods, which is what I think is the origin of Millicent and her sisters, bystanders, possessed by fragment of the soul of the demigod. And what they represent is, just fracturing of souls and how, I guess, they are distributed in fragmented state. Yep.
Interesting. Good answer. I have a question for you. It's about placidus sex, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Do you believe that Placidia Sax was an Elden Lord?
To which extent? Elaborate on Elden Lord part.
Well, it says in his remembrance, it was said that he was Elden Lord before in a prehistoric age or some shit like that. Do you think
All
that's
right.
do you think that's a real statement, or is it just a rumor?
It's most likely a real statement.
Uh-huh. You think so? Okay. That was it. I just wanted to see what you thought. That's all.
All right. This was the quickest question.
Well, I mean,
Question.
the questions are, they're just easy questions. I mean,
All right. Debates with you would be easy. That's for sure.
oh, I'm the best debater. I was on the debate team back in University of Phoenix, right? That's a real place.
Right.
I just went to high school. Anyways, is there anything else that you would like to touch on while you're here? Express, tell anybody something. The
No,
floor,
I
open
think
mic.
that is enough for me for today. I'm already a little overstimmed here.
Oh, okay. Well, would you like to tell people where to find your channel? People in the future that listen to this.
That everyone who is listening to it know where to find me. So, but if anything, it's ANNEKKIPU, Anekipu on YouTube.
There you go. Thank you so much for calling in. I hope we hear from you again, or I hear from you again.
Thank you.
Come back. All right. Thank you so much. Let's see. Everybody, that was a Nekipu. I think I said it right. Find her on YouTube. Great YouTube content creator. Great thinker there. Yeah. The first hour of the show has gone by in the flash of an eye. I closed my eyes for just a moment, and the world left me behind. Man, let me take a quick break, go get some coffee. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Well, let's get back to it. We got more callers to get on the line. Let's see. Let us see. All right. So I believe the next person, was it Boz or was it Jackal? Who was next? Anybody know? It's me. Boss is next. All right. Boss Saucer, the one who let us down. Come on down, boss. Hello. Oh, nope, that's base. Boss Saucer. Boss Saucer, are you there?
Hey,
What's up, big dog? How you doing?
nothing much. Do the people hear me?
Oh, you sound very low, very far away.
And now?
Oh shit, goddamn. you
Better?
yeah, a lot better.
Okay.
How you doing, man?
Doing good. Never getting late.
Never.
That's for sure.
You're late again, or for the first time. For the first
Hey,
time.
the people who got first were like an hour first.
Man,
You know, like Godwin and Anakipu,
they
they like they
reminded me.
spawn killed.
Yeah, they
the
reminded me of
call.
you when we first started this, man. You used to get in there
Uh
6 hours early, but now you got
6 hours? No, bro.
now you got all complacent and you don't care about sharing or talking about lore anymore. I understand.
What?
People get burned
Never.
out. People get burned out. It's fine.
I do not.
So boss, do you want to start with the question of the week, or do you want to go into whatever you want?
No, hit me up with the question.
All right, question of the week for you, boss. What are the exact origins of Millicent and her sisters? Furthermore, what do they represent?
Well, my response to that question is not that different for
Oh.
our peers. Basically, the sisters are fragments of Millennia.
Uh-huh.
But my guess, well, my turn, my little turn to make it more interesting. I'm like half and half believe in this. It was that Millennia, she spawned only one person.
Okay.
And it's not Millicent nor her sisters. It was a single one offshoot is the word, not offspring, an offshoot. And Growy divided this person into multiple people.
Really?
And that's Millicent and her sisters. And I could say there's another sister that no one is talking about.
Another one.
Yes.
Melano.
Nope.
No? Are you
Let
gonna tell us?
me-
Are you gonna tell us, or you
Yeah,
just...
yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I'm just doing the mystery.
Oh yeah, you're building up tension.
Of course. But let me go with the beginning. Well, every sister means something.
Uh-huh.
I have it here pointed down, but I'm not sure. I'm not perfect, unlike Nozzle.
He's never died at Helldivers.
Of course, I know. But basically, every offshoot of Millennia or fragments of this offshoot represent something of Millennia. Basically, Millicent, she has a sword, a single sword. She knows how to do waterfall dance, and she represents the resistance against the rot. That's what Millennia gave to beat Radan. That's what she means. And we can go over every sister, like Pollyanna. She is the youngest. She has a blade of calling, and she used faith. So she could mean like the faith of Millennia in her brother, or the innocence of Millennia, the little she has.
Okay.
And basically, we have another sister who's completely blind and has two flowing swords. That would be Amy, the third sister, and she will represent the fighting prowess of Malenia. Like she is the strongest one out of everyone because she has two flowing swords and she's far better. And we
Okay.
have another two more sisters, but I I I think you get the gist. And
Right.
everyone here,
Okay.
like every sister represents something.
Uh-huh.
So the theory goes that Millicent is chosen to be harvested to be a Valkyrie, a red Valkyrie. That basically I think Nightwing explained to us the system. Like the balancers are Valkyries of this balancing god, and maybe Libra is part of that balancing god, but that's going over Nightwing. I don't want to touch it
Oh, interesting.
for
Okay.
now.
Okay.
So basically, Growy is trying to do the balancers of Rot, but only doing one because Millicent
Oh.
would be out of all the fragments that he divided of this offshoot. She's the best one. Basically, maybe it's the quality of her essence is the purest one or the most easy to corrupt. I don't know. I'm not Growy. And I fully agree with the people who came previously to me. Like Growy is like a Shabriri or could be a fragment of the God of Rot. I fully agree with that.
Uh-huh.
But the Mystery Sister, and I'm not sure is this sister is like another fragment or a second offshoot.
Mm.
This secret sister is the bloom that we find before Millennia.
Wait. The one
Because
the one that's in the room off to the side?
yep.
Okay.
You know what I know?
Tell me.
Because that bloom, if you go for the first time, that bloom has the traveler set right next to it. So it was a person who used that set.
Oh.
So it's not Melania, it's not no one else. It's the person who used that clothes that are right next to it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I never thought about that. I never. Interesting. Because I've heard
and
people
we
say
can
I've heard people say that that's Millicent, but now that you suggested that it's a sixth sister, that makes much more sense.
or a first one.
Or the
Like
first
the first one. Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I just wanted to explain that I personally cannot decide if it's another fragment who was successful before Millicent.
Uh-huh.
Maybe this sister was not affected by the rot, and Growy sent her to the adventure, to the journey to get to Melania first, but basically she didn't have the needle or she was not fit. So maybe he decided to divide the other offspring to make it better, and that's all the sisters.
Interesting.
So instead of having 6 daughters, Melania had only 2, and one failed, and one was divided into 5.
Oh, okay. I
That
like
would
where you're going
that
with
would be
this.
my theory.
I like your theory. It's very original. I've never heard anything like this before. I think it's this is what I like
Yeah.
about you. You come up with
No,
some good ideas.
not much, not much. I was worried that someone would say something similar. That's why I go first because I'm not that smart. So someone smarter could say it.
You know what, boss? That sentiment that you have, everybody that I've seen, oh, not everybody, not all, but most people that I've seen on YouTube that make content, in some of their videos when they slip up and they talk about stuff, they always say that too. I've even heard, believe it or not, the GOAT, Jack is a Mimic, said that before, back in like way in the beginning of like maybe within the first 30 episodes of the Mimic commentary. He says that's like one of the things that it drives him to like put out content, so it doesn't sound like, because everybody's afraid to be accused of like stealing ideas and stuff like that. Not me. I'll just fucking say what I want to say. But even if it sounds similar, oh well. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Oh
But-
yeah. I don't have any problem because I literally don't get money. I don't do content. I just have that deep fear from even for my school days. Like imagine doing a project and no one knows people's topic,
Uh-huh.
and having the same topic as a classmate. Like
Oh,
that's
really? I would straight up copy. I'd be like, so I would sit in my seat, and I would listen to people like say their things, and then I would stand up, and it's time for my presentation. I would just use sound bites that I recorded in my mind, and make my grade. I'd
well,
get up.
that's you, buddy. That's you.
I'm like, I stole that shit. Anyways, no, I'm joking, y'all. Maybe. No, I'm not. Anyways, let's say, okay. Anyways, so yeah, I like your answer, man. It's very original. Good job, man. Is
Yeah,
there
someone.
anything you want to talk about tonight, or
Anything different? Well, I wanted to go again by my water theory because I have some patch notes.
oh, you got some patch notes.
Technically speaking.
Okay. 1.013 patch notes coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, basically the water cycle was interrupted by the greater will. I'm for sure now of this. Like, he sent the golden star bearing the Elden Ring, and he created. Well, after this star, they were created the first tree growers. I think I said that like 2 days ago in your stream. Like, the Asian dynasty are the first tree growers. And basically the Elden John statue represents leaving behind the rivers in the stone tablet that he has on the floor, and picking up the tree tablet that he has in his hands. And that's, for me, a clear representation of leaving behind the water system and picking up the tree system.
Oh, I see. Okay. I've heard an interpretation of something like that, but it wasn't the it was something like that, but it was slightly different. But I understand what you're saying. That he's leaving like the old belief behind and he's picking up a new belief. So you're saying that that Indigo Mundi map or whatever it's called is the water system and then
Yep, about the rivers of the world. So it's like they have the map of the rivers because they want to work on them, because we have the Asian dynasty working on dams. We have the Great Cloister, that's basically like a dam as well, like channeling the water who goes even deeper. So they worked with water is the word.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, yeah, I like that. I like that you keep evolving your water theory here, and I think it makes sense.
That's my son.
Your son. Did you watch that Miss Chalice video about her water video or whatever?
I did not. I just saw it, and I just remember not to like her, so I just put
don't
it
say
on
it
the
out
Discord.
loud, bro.
What?
God.
No one knows. Don't worry. Don't worry. No one knows. No one's here.
She watches the show, bro.
She does? Oh my god.
Man, you called her out, bro. Fuck. Called him out. Fuck.
Damn, bro. Cyberbullying.
I just saw my subscriber count just go down by 1.
Don't worry.
I haven't watched it either, but I planned on watching it. But yeah, it looks really intriguing. But I've just been really busy with work, so I haven't had time. Dang.
I see.
Well, anyways, all right. Well, is there anything else? If not, let me let you go so I can get the other callers in.
Yeah.
Because I got two more.
I would say I would say this is it. I don't have anything worthy to say now. Maybe later, but you know me. I work in mysterious ways.
All right. Well, I will. Don't forget, boss. Boss is going to be on a co-host for the Inquisition Radio Live podcast on Wednesdays, starting at 8:30. So
this is my first time hearing about it.
We'll see you on Wednesday, boss. Bum bum bum. All right, take it easy, man.
That's great. Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
All right, everybody. That's Boss there, Boss. Welcome back, or farewell, the Boss. Nostal. I hope everything works out between you and Chalice. Anyways, all right. So next on the list is the great, the one, the only. Often mimicked, but never duplicated, right? Often mimicked, never duplicated. The one, the only, Jackal Khan on YouTube, and Sunstorm_Jackal on Twitch. Everybody, welcome, Jackal. Jackal.
Hey.
There you go, man. How you doing, man?
Oh man, had a day.
What a day. Really? Did you have a good day, or was it a challenging day?
I would say challenging. I wouldn't say it was bad, but things kind of mellowed out a little bit. But holy crap, did I stumble upon something?
Oh, really? In real life or in game?
It relates to the question of the week, but I've also been learning about my limitations with recording footage and applicating it to my video making equipment. It's like, it's gonna be a slog. But on the plus side, it might help with the editing process a little bit better since I need more precise shots. But you know.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Editing always at first is always rough. It's a rough start, but as you know, you save your edits and you gain the experience. Like everything else, it gets quicker, it gets easier, and yeah, just keep at it. If you stick with it, You'll it'll get easier and it'll get much faster and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did leave a post on Discord asking people if they wanted to help me getting footage for collecting remembrances. It's going to relate to my upcoming Night Rain video.
Oh, really? Awesome. Okay. All right. I'll look at that and see if I can get you some footage too, man. Let's see. So do you want to start with the question of the week?
Oh yes, absolutely. Because this is listen. I've got some eldritch holy knowledge that's gonna burn everybody with insight, and I am going to spread some madness with this one.
All right. So the question of the week: what is the exact origins of Millicent and her sisters? Furthermore, what do they represent?
I'll answer the second part first. It is very obvious from Millicent's quest line that her and her sisters are more or less like, aside from being like offshoots, daughters, sisters, whatever, like we've talked about like the sister daughter clone thing. They're what they are specifically is more or less irrelevant as to what they mean in regards to Melania, because of course they are a byproduct of her actions.
Mm-hmm.
There is the notion of like what weapons they use and how they fight that kind of gives some keen meaning to who they are. Starting with the eldest, Mary, she uses a halo scythe, exactly as like half of the clean rot knights do. They use a spear and a scythe and a straight sword on the other hand. And they will spam the Mikola rings of light, and she will do the same when you fight her. What she represents from Melania specifically, I think, is like a sense of duty. Like she's simply taking on the aspect of the Clean Rot Knights in their service to Melania, and I think her role as the eldest daughter. Usually, the older children kind of fall in the role of like leading the siblings or protecting them, kind of like being their knight in shining armor, more or less. So I think Mary represents that aspect.
Okay.
Maureen, the second daughter, she has a tree spear, which I think is used by the Knights of Lingdell. Or am I thinking of something else? Either way, it is a weapon of the Erd Tree lineage, not even specifically of the Golden Order. Oh, it is also important to note that each of the girls are missing an eye or both eyes. Mary and Amy, the third sister, are both blindfolded. Um, I think with Amy, a more specific reason why she's blindfolded is that she seems to represent Melania's connection to the tree guardians. Thank you. That's what I was trying to. I'll get to that. But Amy is Melania's connection to her tutor who taught her the flowing blade, who was the blind swordsman that sealed the god of rot.
Oh.
The fact that she has two of these is very interesting because you can only get one through one playthrough. But with Maureen, the tree spear I think represents Melania's shaman roots. To get into what I believe the tree spears are, tree guardians are, I think they are basically members of America's specific lineage that was able to escape the processes of being jar saints, that they were reborn in new flesh somehow, and they use that as a binding oath to protect the lineage of the Erd tree. I don't know what the specific contract is, but I think that has a similar connotation to Maureen as well, because Melania does seem to have a sort of protective role in protecting a tree, which is in the shape of her brother Mikola.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we get to the youngest daughter, Pollyanna, who wields a blade of calling, much like how Melina does, and wielding the Erd tree seal in the other hand. I think only using the Pest Threads incantation, but I don't remember if she had another incantation when fighting O'Neill.
Okay.
But given the fact that and I think this is surprising no one, Millicent is the fourth daughter in this Hentet, I think they're called. And Millicent has a very interesting journey because I think out of every NPC, she has the most range in terms of travel. I can't think of a single NPC. I guess maybe Alexander, because he does make a similar kind of journey to the end of the world that you meet him at. But I see him. Well, I guess he is at Mount Gelmir too, so it does make sense. But oh, right. Yeah, it didn't occur to me until now, but it must have been Millicent that cut off her own sword arm.
Really? Why?
So, when we speak to Gowry, when we first meet him, he imparts the quest upon us to help Millicent because she's struggling. In a manipulative sense, he is wanting to use our good nature to try and heal a sick girl. I mean, who wouldn't? It would probably be a common response, especially if somebody's trying to be a wandering hero.
Right.
Despite the intentions, it does seem like a sound thing to do anyway. But if you kind of work backwards from that point and try to figure out what happened, things take a dark turn, but start to make a lot more sense. Because more often than not, if people were brave enough to enter the swamp of Ionia, they would have definitely encountered her the closer they got to O'Neill. When Millicent invades us, and she has both of her arms, and she's using the waterfowl dance, which I think her edition of the Shamshir blade is the only weapon to have that kind of coating in it, because it can't be replicated anywhere else. I think that was the same instance, when we fight the Shadow of Vike in Liurnia, getting close to the church where his maiden is at. you basically get his eye, which was removed and left there, and it became a dark spirit in and of itself. The same could probably be said of Melania's arm.
Oh,
But
okay.
getting to the point, why would she have cut off her own arm? If you go all the way to the end of her quest line, and you basically helped her with her, you helped her, the part where she pulls out the needle.
Right.
When she says, "Tell whoever put you up to this that I will die on my own terms," Millicent still doesn't have complete memory of who's behind all this. Like, it's clear that she must have at least known who Gowry was before, but when he doesn't show up when she stops by the shack, and she's unclear as to why she stopped there, she's still getting vestiges of something that happened between her and someone else. There are echoes there, but she's not getting a clear picture. And this picture doesn't even form all the way up until her death, too. But when we help her along her way, Gowry stops referring to her as like a child in need of help, and more so like a type of flower to be cultivated, in a sense. He's describing, he refers to her as a bud of superior quality. He's appraising her for something that he's trying to work towards. More or less, he's grooming her for something.
Right.
And
see
I
that.
think given how much she's trying to fight against being turned into a Scarlet Valkyrie, I believe this was a problem she had already encountered before, and chose to cut off her own fighting arm so that she knows that even if she didn't die, Gowry can no longer use her.
Oh, snap. Oh, wow.
She couldn't possibly reach her destiny without her sword arm. She needed help.
Wow. I like that. I like that interpretation, man.
Oh man, that's not even the bomb I'm about to drop.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, I'm ready. Now hold on. Let me adjust
Okay.
to my seat. All right, now I'm ready.
Okay. So there's a reason I've been obsessed with Moore lately. If you look at his face data without his helmet, he definitely, I don't know. I think it's just me, but I think he looks like a Celian. Like, Gowry is a Celian, of course, and he has this like very almost sickly yellow skin.
Uh-huh.
And this trait is also similar with Millicent and her sisters. I think because they were born in Caelid next to Celia, that they developed a Celian complexion, having lived there all their lives. And Moore, I feel like, has the same kind of hue, but I think he was like moved early from that point.
Okay.
But there's some other similarities as well. Gowry seems to, I think Gowry was a sorcerer before he became an adherent to the Scarlet Rot, because that didn't have much of a following until after the Battle of Aeonia. But it made me wonder, like, what was Gowry before he was a Rot fanatic? And I think he might have been, if not just a sorcerer, a herbologist. I think Gowry had an understanding of plants and cultivation of plants.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And I think when after the Scarlet Rot bloomed and people developed a very unhealthy fascination with Melania over this aspect of her, I think his herbology might have like transcended to a utilization of creating a Scarlet Valkyrie, in the same sense one would graft the perfect rose, just
wow.
using all kinds of like gardening methods in order to like cull out the weak and make sure the best shine. brightly or whatever. I don't know. I do not have a green thumb, so
Me either.
I'm a little out of my depth with this one.
Okay, but yeah, I like that.
But it got me thinking, like, who else do I know that is commonly associated with fermentation and plants?
Totally.
More is.
Oh, more.
Well, yeah, Tiole, but Tiole, actually, I'll get to him in a second.
Okay.
But with Moore, Moore has a big old jar, a big old verdigris jar that looks like very same like the ones you find in Rao. And Moore also hangs out with a group of pests, sentient pests called the Forager Brood, who are actually not enemies until you attack them first. In fact, you're kind of like encouraged to help those that are kind of like sickly, to give them warming stones, and you get like neat little cookbook prizes along the way. It's a fun little affair, and I love them dearly. But Moore is also not only their advocate but their translator as well. They don't speak; they kind of have to like also use gestures of their own making. They have their own writing language, but when Moore speaks, he almost speaks as if he's like an insect, as if he's hung out with these insects his whole life, almost as if they're his brethren in the same sense. I think Ansbach said that that they were his brethren as well, but I
Right.
might be imagining that.
Hmm.
And more damning enough, he says, our mother didn't love us. Well, the insects referred to Melania as their mother, and if Moore is doing the same, it may be more than likely that Moore was born in Aeonia, just like Millicent and her sisters.
Oh shit. Wait, are you suggesting that he might be their brother, or just?
If yeah, in the same sense that all the sisters were born in the swamp, probably at different locations, Moore at a different location also was born in the swamp.
Oh shit.
And there's more.
Okay, tell me more.
Why is their children being born in a swamp? Why is this happening?
I don't know.
Let's think back about what the Erd Tree does. It cycles souls. People are being born through the Erd Tree and being placed all over the lands between, as if like the system is just recycling them at that point. But there's of course there's something wrong, but that's a different conversation. But this is also a system that is being conducted by both male and female parts, Radigan and Marika. Both occupying the same vessel, they still manage the same purpose as being a divine couple that ushers life through a process of soul renewal, I guess, or reincarnation, whatever you want to call it. It's the life and death process. Well, let's think about what happened in Aeonia. Who was the fight between? Melania and Radon. Radon does not have any feet anymore. In fact, he relies solely on Leonard to walk.
Okay.
This is eerily clear with the fact that none of his other siblings or his mother seem to have any proper use of their original legs. Ronnie's body in the tower has its feet missing. Rykard is mostly sprawling on the ground like a snake, only barely using his feet for circumstances that are a little different than normal. And the same can be said of Renala, wriggling on the ground without using her legs. Only her hologram fights us on her feet. I think the Ricarians are very, very closely related to first generation Albinaurics.
Interesting. Okay.
And the reason I say this is because first generation Albinaurics are known for three things, actually. First, of course, is that they can't use their legs. Second is that they create an everlasting bond with an animal. It doesn't even always have to be a wolf. We learned, and I think this bond can't really be changed from animal to animal. I think once you make this bond, that's it. If you lose that animal, you can't make another one. I think we learned this with Latenna when her wolf Lobo dies. She can occupy a different wolf, but that won't always be the case. She'll always come in wolfless.
Okay.
And the last feature that these Albinorcs share is that when they are young, they are women, and when they are old, they are men. Their gender, their sex changes during their life cycle. The scholar in Night Rain appears male, but he also appears a little older than normal. Like he's like either in his late 40s or early 50s.
Okay.
And he's also worried about his mortality. So here's the kicker.
Okay.
Melania, also being a descendant of the shaman, individuals who could also change their sex at will, engaged in a fight that ultimately led with her trying to infect him with the Scarlet Rot. Melania, often a very masculine appearing character, despite her very like angel feminine beauty, is more of a close range fighter. Very aggressive too. As for Radon, who basically despite being a very brawn figure, inhabits some like very feminine traits, but in this essence, Radon is playing the role of the female, and he is basically being used to give birth to these children here. Radon is their mother.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And the more I thought about this, the more Moore made sense, because Moore seems to have this sort of almost like cylindrical jawline, the same Radon has. He has this urge to protect others and be chivalrous, same as Radon has. Walks around in heavy armor, same that Radon has. Moore is a little Melania Radon.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. And what inspired this thought pattern or this inspiration for this? How did you come up with this? What's behind this?
I have been going crazy with the little puzzle with an Ardina liturgical town in order to get to Mikla's Haley tree. I just had the last care to get through that because I forgot I didn't do it with everyone yet. So I had to do that, and it took me a couple of tries because I kept getting sniped. Anyway, guess what that town has?
Black Knives Assassins, Albinorc women, wolves, a gladiator.
Exactly. Black Knife Assassin. It does have a gladiator, but he's kind of outside.
Oh.
But here's the kicker. Black Knife Assassins, which are basically Newman descent, also Descent of the Nox, also that whole deal, and since we've been talking about first generation Albinorix, the Black Knife Assassins who maneuver like Melania, it's the same concept of Melania and Radon, just being these two figures that orbit Mikola's entire life. The both of them basically, I don't know, I was getting to something, but I think I lost it. But going through the whole place just made me think of the connection between those two, and I was thinking, wait a minute, is Millicent Radon's daughter? And then there was this whole video on incest I was watching too, but that was that one was crazy. Man. Yeah.
Let me ask you one question. Let me just ask you one question. You know how you said that Radon doesn't have his feet or anything like that? Were you talking?
Yes.
And that's why he was using Leonard the horse. Did you?
Yeah, Leonard is his other half.
I have one counterpoint to that, sir.
Okay.
Now I don't know how much you take how much weight the story trailers have for you or not. But in that story trailer, when we see Radon and Melania getting ready to fight, we see Radon riding Leonard, right? But the thing is that we see that Radon is actually standing over Leonard. He's not riding him. You see that Radon has feet. He's wearing shoes and boots. I'm not sure if you had considered that in your theory crafting.
Actually.
Okay.
I have actually, because the scholar can also walk, and he is an Albinauric.
Right.
But he is also still in the later stage, so he's also worried about losing his feet recently. He's also never described. I don't think his lore describes him ever having an animal other half, but
right.
I haven't gotten to all that yet.
All right. So another thing I wanted to counterpoint what you just said. You answered part of the questions in your answer there. That you said that the scholar's afraid of losing his feet because as they get older, they lose feet. And before that, you had said that the Albinaurics just change sex as they get older. When we find all the Latenna and all the females, they don't have usage of their legs. So does that counter your theory that they change sex with age, and with that they lose their feet? Because if the scholar has his feet and the Latenna and the others don't.
I don't know how far in the line Latenna is in terms of like. I think first generation Albinaurics also have their own like evolutionary branch. That because the scholar, despite being an Albinauric, bleeds red and has more human, has darker toned skin,
right?
As opposed to like the more silverish hue of all of the Albinaurics and even the Nightfolk. I think over time, first generation Albinaurics have been able to basically develop the ability to walk and use their legs. And I think Radon is like a byproduct of those later first generations. And I think they've even mingled with the family of the Carrion line. But I also think that eventually Albinaurics are probably destined to lose their legs for any particular reason, because it might also be a curse.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Well, that was the only two things that I was wondering about your theory there. It's out there. I won't lie. But it's good. It seems like you put a lot of thought into it, which is good.
Dude, Melania impregnated Radon. I don't know how else to put it.
It sounds very possible. Is it a hill that I want to die on? No. But
the best part is they didn't even have sex to do it. They just fought and it happened. Like their blood just mixed together and it made children.
I mean,
like
that sounds good. I mean, they say when girls, when you're young, if the girl like she likes you and stuff, she'll be mean to you. Not necessarily true, but I guess Melania. No, I have no idea. But I get what you're saying, that their blood mingled together and it gave birth to the to offspring, the mixing of the blood. Kind of like we were talking about with Not Godwin about the Empyrean blood virgins or whatever that grows. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. It's out there still. But if it works, it works. I mean, if it works with Mikla, and if it works with, I guess you could say Saint Trina, because where she bleeds, plants grow too, right? And if it appears to work with Melania, why would it not work with Radon? I mean, if we have to follow the logic, then if what's good for the gander is good for the hen, or whatever the saying is. So yeah, it quite possibly could work. It's possible. Yeah, I like it.
I've also noticed that like Ordina liturgical town is like submerged a little in the rock. So a little more for the Starfall theory there for later too.
Okay. All right then, man. Well, let me because of time, let you go and get this last caller in. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. But yeah, great theory, man. Great answer to the week question. And if you want to give a shout out to your channels or anything that you're doing, now is the time.
All right, everyone. I am Jackal Khan, same as on YouTube, and I am Sunstorm Jackal on Twitch. I am planning on making some videos soon once all the editing and formatting is more of an easier process. And I will definitely be trying to shoot for streaming the upcoming Legacy of Kain games. So hope to see you all there.
And can you make this into a video, this theory, if you can decide to continue it? I think it'd be really interesting.
Oh yeah. It's like I said, needing to get the ability to like convenient size footage.
Awesome. All right then, man. Thank you very much, and I'll see you around, bro.
Blast off.
Later, man.
Later.
All right, everybody. That was Jackal Khan. Make sure you follow him everywhere, Twitch and YouTube. He's amazing. Amazing guy. Very well thought out theories, hypotheses, as boss has told me to say, hypotheses. Let's see. We got one last caller of the night. A new caller, but not new to the streams. You all know him as Insight. And now we'll finally get to hear their voice. Insight, welcome to the show. Come on down. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going great. I'm excited to be here.
Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm
see.
excited to talk.
Let's do a little sound check real quick. All right, go ahead and
Okay.
Can everybody hear Insight pretty good?
I can switch to. I'm on my phone, unfortunately. I can switch to like a speakerphone if that's better.
No, it's fine. I can make adjustments here. I just want to make sure everybody can hear you just fine. All right, your Pharaoh says that he can hear you just fine. All
That's
right,
lovely.
man. Do you want to start? You want to start
Also,
with the question of the
yo.
week? Yo, how you doing? You've been in the stream a while, so welcome to the show once again.
Thank you. Long time lurker, first time talker. It's good to be here.
I like the lurkers. They're very intriguing. I always wonder what they're doing out there, just watching, listening, taking notes.
Well, mainly I'm at work most of the time,
Oh,
so
shit.
like I listen, and then when I'm not busy, I chat. Yeah. No, I got a low stimulation job, so I have too much free time.
Oh, dang. See, there's another person that watches the stream and also a member of the Discord and the Inquisition, Base Serpent. He calls in on his lunch hour, but we'll have to catch him next week. But yeah.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah.
Next week for sure.
All right, man. Do you want to start with the question of the week, or do you want to jump into something? You're the last caller, so.
Let's do the question of the week. I've listened to a lot of the other people, and I feel like my answer is a lot less insightful than theirs, but I want to share anyway.
Even though your name, well, how do you say your name? And it's how do you say it?
Okay, it's a Bloodborne reference, and you should play that game because vacuous insight. Vacuous is like, it refers to like two things. Yeah. Okay. Vacuous is in like the vacuum of space, or vacuous meaning like empty, dumb, without thought. I'm a Bloodborne fan, so like I get a lot of my like concepts and thoughts from there.
Oh dang, people, we got another Bloodborne.
But yeah, it's vacuous insight.
Vacuous insight. His answer doesn't have very much insight, he just said.
It's great. You should play it.
Oh, I've had that game forever. It's not very good in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But here we go.
I have dumb thoughts.
All right, question of the week for you. Vacuous
I'm dying.
insight.
That's okay though.
What What are the exact origins of Millicent and her sisters? Furthermore, what do they represent? The floor is yours.
I have not looked up like their individual like names and weapons, but to me, on my first like playthrough, I saw them as like sisters of Millicent, and so like I see them like as they were all born either maybe at the same time, but they were all maybe not at the same time, but all from like the same source, which is like that big ass tree from the heart of Aeonia, like where Radon and Melania clashed. And I was thinking about like how, like what they are and like how they are animated, and it kind of touches into like where America came from. And sorry, I'm a little rambly.
You're fine.
But I guess like I'll lock in a little bit. I think they are buds of Melania, and what I mean by that is they are discarded aspects of Melania that she gave up to fight Radon. I think she gave up a lot of things mentally to continue a fight with Radon. I think that she had a lot, because I think something that people don't touch on is like the Battle of Aeonia was a fucking bloodbath. It was carnage. Like a lot of people died there. And as like everything you kind of learn about Melania is she's depicted as kind of a compassionate, like very powerful, noble warrior, who I like the concept of that battle doesn't really jive in my head. And so I thought about that, and then when the Shadow of the Erdtree came out, and I learned that Mikola charmed her essentially, and that his charm can compel like literally anyone, like because that's his demigod power. And I thought about like what it means to be charmed, and like what it means to have your heart stolen. And like I was watching a Jack is a Mimic video, and he talks about like having your heart stolen is by someone is like, it's like if someone has your heart and they have like your undivided love and attention, if they ask you to do something, why would you assume that they would do it out of any amount of malice or like ill intent? So I think Mikola asked Melania to fight Radon and to kill him. And I think Melania, under normal circumstances, wouldn't have done that. And so I think she marched with her warriors under charm down into Caelid to fight Radon. And I think the doing that caused like extreme like strain to her psyche, and she physically pushed out of herself like different aspects, like her faith in her faith in the tree, like could be one sister because they were talking about like the tree spear, her confidence and power in herself, like the one with the two flowing swords, all the lessons she learned. And I think Millicent is like her honor as a warrior. And I think that was the last thing that she had to give up, her like her faith in her blade, in her ability as a swordsman. And I think that's what created Millicent. I'm still very fuzzy on the process of like how a bud is cultivated. And I think there's other people in the community that can figure that out like way better than me. But yeah, that's what I think they are. That's where they come from, and I think the connotations of it is important because it's shown through Mikola and his ability to divest himself of Saint Trina, and like she is a bud of him as well, and you can use that to extrapolate back to other people in Marika's family, like Marika and Radagon, and you can try to like tease out, like especially Marika, like where she came from, how she was born, and her relationship to other shamans in the village. And I kind of think it's supposed to show you like how shamans are born, and like kind of how Newman are born. They're buds of each other. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Absolutely.
Do you think that she I'll say, do you think that she divested herself of of these pieces of her, like we see Mikla did, one here, one there, or do you think she did it like in the heat of the battle, just like boom, get off of me and whatever?
I think it culminated in the battle, but there was a lot of repression that happened along her way there. But I think the actual divesting happened in the bloom, and the bloom itself has like a lot of spirits of like what she gave up. Yeah, I think the core of it was in the bloom.
Okay.
The bloom itself. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I like that answer. I like it, and it's very insightful.
Yeah.
Unlike you said, so you lied to me. Oh man, just like Melina.
Well, no, it's dumb still, because I'm saying that she shoved her emotions down. I'm just saying she's repressed.
She's emotionally constipated. It's okay. I mean,
exactly. You know.
No, she's. You know, it's a good idea. I like it. I like it too.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to talk about before we call it a night, man?
I don't want to hold you too long. Nah, I think that's all. I think I'll try to hop back on some other time and talk to you about the shape of the Elden Ring, because I would love to talk to you more about that.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. You know, I'm always in the Discord throughout the week, and you know, you can find me in the voice channels. You can always come talk to me there. Also, the shape of the Elden Ring,
I'll try to lurk less.
I have a little thing there too in one of the lore channels where I posted a bunch of pictures about the Elden Ring. I was curious about that too, about the shape.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
I gotta start digging then.
Don't be a stranger, man. You're always
I'll try not to be.
Awesome, man.
Thank you.
Well, I will let you go because it's getting late, and
all right,
I'll talk to you later. Take it easy, man.
I will. Peace.
All right, everybody. That was Vacuous Insight. You can catch him in the stream or on the Discord, man. He came with a good theory. He said it wasn't very insightful. I disagree. I think it was very insightful. He's too harsh on himself, I believe. Reminds me of a younger me back in the day. But that was the old me. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Open Mic Saturday Elden Ring lore talk video stream show thing that I do every Saturday, 7 o'clock Texas time if you're cool. But if you're not cool, it's 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. But I know, not everybody can be from Texas. It's okay. Let's see. Announcements. No video this week. It's just been too busy at work. I need a day off. You know what I mean? My kids are coming over tomorrow, so I'll spend time with them. And let's see. Monday, we'll get back to streaming. Probably do Elden Ring, and maybe we'll do some marathon. But that's pretty much it. That's all it is. I want to thank everybody that's called in and participated. Thank everybody that watches the stream. Everybody that's here right now in the chat. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, not to me, but also everybody else. It's a great place to come and discuss Elden Ring lore and not get downvoted to obscurity. It's a good place, man. And that's what the Golden Inquisition's all about. even if we don't agree with your pharaohs about Radigan, even if we don't agree about stuff that Mastrote says, it's okay. Because we're here to listen, because their interpretations are just as good as everybody else's. Not mine, but everybody else's. Thank you for all the new callers. Thank you, Annie Nikapu. I already forgot how to say her name. And yeah, make sure everybody go see all these content creators everywhere. They're amazing. Not Godwin, Jackal Khan, Serious Moonlight, Boss Saucer, Annie Nikapu. Everybody go check them out. They are amazing. Yeah. Oh, and don't forget Jack's Amendment, because if it's not for his Mimic commentary, episode 87, I would have never started this. So, yep. He's my Eminem, and I would be 50 Cent. Maybe. But yeah, everybody, y'all have a great night. Be safe out there. And we'll see you Monday. You got to get an easier name to say.